I knew something was wrong the moment she asked if we could invite a friend to join us. Not because the question was strange, but because her voice shook when she said it, like she already knew I wouldn't like the answer hidden between the words. She stood in the kitchen doorway that night, arms folded, eyes avoiding mine. The air between us felt like a fog, thick, blurry, and cold enough to sting. "Who's the friend?" I asked. She hesitated. Just one breath too long. And in that extra moment, my stomach twisted itself into a hard knot. "Someone you know," she said quietly. "Someone you'll probably be okay with." I wasn't okay with anything about the way she looked right then. The guilt sat on her face the way sweat sits on someone after a long run. Unwelcome, glowing, impossible to hide. I didn't push. Not at first. I just nodded and waited. Waiting is a strange kind of spotlight. It forces the truth to walk out on stage on its own. "It's Daniel," she whispered. I laughed. Not the happy kind. The kind that sounds like a small piece of you is breaking off inside your chest. Daniel. Her coworker. Her closest friend at work. Her brother-like support system. The guy she once said she wished I could be more like. I set my glass down gently, because I knew if I didn't, I would throw it. "Why him?" I asked. Her eyes finally met mine, and I knew before she spoke. I swear, I felt the truth before hearing it. A quiet punch to the heart. "It's not what you think," she said. Whenever someone says that, it is always precisely what you think. The room went quiet. Even the refrigerator stopped humming, as if it wanted to hear every word. I just thought maybe we could explore something new. Together. She tried to smile, but her lips trembled. "To help us feel closer." Closer. She really said that. I wanted to scream. But instead, I whispered the one question twisting in my mind like a knife. "Are you already sleeping with him?" Her knees shook. Her mouth opened but couldn't form a sound. And in that silence, I found my answer. It's strange how the world doesn't pause when your heart does. The lights stayed bright. The kitchen stayed warm. My hands kept moving, even though I felt like I was watching someone else live my life. She started crying, soft at first, then harder. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she said between sobs. "It was an accident." An accident. Like she tripped and fell into his arms, and then fell again into his bed. "How long?" I asked. "A few months," she whispered. "A few months. While I worked overtime to help us save for a trip she said she wanted. While she came home late and blamed project deadlines. While she kissed me goodnight with a mouth that had touched someone else. I didn't yell. I didn't break anything. I just sat down at the table because my legs felt like they couldn't carry the weight of the truth. She came closer and reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "You're the one I want," she pleaded. "I just made a mistake. A terrible one. Please don't leave." I looked at her, really looked at her, for the first time in a long time, and I realized something painful and simple. I wasn't enough for her. Or maybe she just didn't choose me the way I had chosen her. But here's the thing. Pain makes you see clearly, and clarity makes you dangerous. I didn't make a scene. I didn't tell her what I planned. I simply said, "Okay. If you want Daniel to join us, invite him tomorrow. I'll be ready." Her relief was ugly to watch. She smiled through her tears like someone who had just been offered forgiveness. She didn't know what she was really being offered. That night, while she slept beside me, I lay awake making a different kind of plan. One that didn't involve shouting or revenge fantasies. Just quiet truth and quiet consequences. The next evening, she dressed up like she was going to a dinner date. Maybe she was. When Daniel walked into the living room, he looked nervous, like a kid caught stealing. He couldn't even meet my eyes. I didn't ask them to sit. I handed each of them a folded envelope. "What's this?" she asked. "Open it," I said. Inside hers was a printed screenshot of their messages. Every emoji. Every secret lunch. Every "I miss you, baby." Inside Daniel's was a message I had typed out to their HR department, detailing the timeline of their relationship and attaching evidence. I hadn't sent it yet, but the threat was crystal clear. His face drained of color. I'm not sending it, I said calmly. But you will transfer to another team. And you will never call or text her again. Not even a goodbye. He nodded without question. Fear does that to people. My wife was shaking so badly the envelope trembled in her hand. You're ending it, she stuttered. No, I said quietly. You ended it months ago. I'm just accepting it now. Her tears came fast. She crawled toward me, grabbing my leg like she was clinging to the edge of a cliff. Please don't do this. We can fix it. I'll block him. I'll quit my job. I'll do anything. I stepped back. You already did everything. I picked up the luggage I had packed earlier and headed for the door. She kept calling my name, voice cracking, desperation spilling everywhere. But I didn't turn around. The final thing I said was simple, quiet, and honest. You wanted to invite Daniel into our marriage. Congratulations. You just did. And you lost it. I closed the door behind me. Her cries faded into the hallway like a storm moving far away. And as I walked out of the building, I felt something I didn't expect. Not anger. Not relief. Just a strange kind of peace. The kind you feel when you finally stop trying to save something that has already burned down. If you want, I can also rewrite this in a more dramatic or calmer tone. Shorten it for a YouTube video. Or expand it into a series. Or create a thumbnail title for TikTok or YouTube. Just tell me.